Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Unfortunately, with some of the new Black Ops 6 and Warzone updates that have gone out recently, there's actually been some major issues with them. I know, surprise, surprise. The updates that were meant to fix some issues caused some other issues, including a major issue yesterday with account resets, where basically temporarily for a couple of hours yesterday, if you logged on, you noticed that a lot of your account progress was actually fully reset. And if you played during that time, things are going to be a little bit different. If you didn't play during that time, there's also an update for that. I also wanted to highlight a couple of other significant issues going on in game that Call of Duty either has or has not addressed. So a lot to break down here today, starting first here over on Twitter though with Call of Duty updates. So as a part of yesterday's update and the patch notes that went out with that alongside like the hit list events and everything, we ended up having an issue with accounts. This is the main thing I want to focus on here because both multiplayer and zombies account progress ended up getting temporarily reset. So for zombies, COD Updates initially posted saying, hey, we're investigating reports that some zombies profile data and solo game saves have been reset. So this would be like augment progress, various different intel collection, any solo games you had saved. Pretty big deal. There's players who've been playing saving solo games where they're on like round 200, 300, 400, whatever, right? Going for the Easter eggs, going for super high rounds and stuff like that, that had those games wiped out on top of all of your intel collection, various augment progressions. So that was a big deal. Everyone was kind of freaking out, but Call of Duty Updates ended up posting a pretty significant fix for this. So they do say we have released a fix to address some profile data and solo save issues and are planning a future restoration pass for all users who fall under specific criteria. So details below. With this, we can zoom in a little bit more. So they end up saying this is updated as of 4:30 Pacific time yesterday evening. We'll refer to the update released at 9:40 in the morning. So our morning standard update that we covered with patch notes yesterday is update 1, and the newest update is update 2. We've investigated today's issue and are deploying multiple fixes in stages. So solo save files, players who logged in after update 1 but before update 2. After the most recent update, players who have not created a new solo save will see their previous save file restored. So if you booted up the game yesterday, you saw that your solo save was deleted, but then you played a match and created a new solo save, that newest solo save is there. If you didn't create a new solo save, then your old one before the reset update accidentally happened is still going to be there. Players who only logged in after update 2, your solo save will be available for use after you log in. So basically, if you played and saved again, their newest save is the one you're going to be playing off of. For zombies, medals, and intel, because all of this was reset as well. Players who logged in after update 1 and before update 2, restoration of zombies, medal, and intel profile will begin shortly for impacted players to their last available backup before update 1 and may take some time to complete. Any medals and intel obtained between update 1 and that restoration point will be impacted. So if you played a little bit yesterday and you got some new medals, you got some new intel, you may see that that's actually now reverted if you played for those few hours when this reset update was happening. All progression and challenge progress, so camos, emblems, calling cards, none of that's going to be impacted though. Like for instance, yesterday afternoon after the reset accidentally happened, I lost my save file for my director mode on Liberty Falls, so I had just to make a new one and I was still going through getting some camos done, and that progress all tracked correctly. However, players who only logged in after the evening update, so if you didn't play during the day when that hit list event first dropped or anything, your medals and intel are going to be fully there. No issues with that. For customization and loadouts, all of this stuff ended up getting reset as well, which is super annoying. This happened across multiplayer and Warzone. We'll talk about that in just a moment as well. Players who logged in after update 1 but before update 2 will have customizations not restored. We encourage you to recreate and reselect your loadout. So if your loadouts got reset yesterday and you played it all after the hit list event went live before they fixed this, you're just going to have to create all new setups. But if you only logged in yesterday evening when there was no reset, all your stuff will be normal. You'll have all your standard saves and classes and everything going on there. Now, a similar update also dropped for multiplayer as well. And by the way, as we're going through all these update details, everything to look out for in terms of future fixes and whatnot, if you guys enjoy the video, a like is always seriously appreciated. It truly does help share the video around, share it to new viewers, and grow the channel. And if you are new here or if you have not subscribed yet, I got you guys covered every single day with everything going on in COD, whether it's news and major updates like this, whether it's previewing a new announcements, updates, patch notes, stuff like that, meta breakdowns, It's all right here on a daily basis, so feel free to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications. We're getting closer and closer to 1 million. I'd love to try and hit that before the end of the year. But essentially with multiplayer, the same kind of reset ended up happening where all your classes were reset, your various medals, profile data ended up being erased and fully reverted due to that issue with yesterday's update. So they did also release a fix for this, and it's a very similar situation. So with this same deal, update 1 happened yesterday morning, update 2 happened yesterday evening. With multiplayer medals, if you logged in before update 2 went live but after update 1 already went out, your restoration of multiplayer medal profile data will begin shortly. Any medals obtained between that will be impacted. So if you were getting, let's say, ruthless medals or something yesterday afternoon when this reset was happening, those are probably going to be erased and you're not going to get credit for those because update 2 ended up fixing that and sort of going back to a previous data point. However, any camos, emblems, calling cards, anything you did there will still save correctly. So it's just seemingly medals that seem to be messed up with that. We'll communicate when the restoration has been fully completed for all of the information there. However, if you only logged in after the second update, all your medals, your intel, all of that won't be reverted. However, if you logged in for customization and all your loadouts, so any of your operators, emotes, your custom classes, of course, if you logged in after update 1, that stuff was all reset again. And that's actually not the first time this has happened, unfortunately. It's pretty annoying that it seems like with random updates this year, they're going through and they're resetting our loadouts multiple times. This is like the second or third time it's happened. I doubt it's going to be the last, so just an unfortunate side effect of some of these patch notes and updates. However, if you only logged in yesterday evening after the second update went out at 4:30 Pacific time, then all your loadouts should still be there. But it seems like right now it's kind of a gamble to jump on right as an update drops because there could be some issues that end up impacting your account. But luckily, this reset update has been at this point now fully fixed. But if you played a bunch yesterday afternoon, you still may notice that some of your progress ended up getting reverted just because it was kind of like that gray area in between update 1 and update 2. Now, outside of our reset update, COD Updates has also posted a few other updates that'll be coming here soon, things they are investigating yet again. This is actually now the second time we've had mention of this, and unfortunately, it's still not something that's fully fixed, but they do say for Black Ops 6, and this also applies to Warzone as well, we are currently investigating an issue where modifying attachments on weapon blueprints does not carry over in game, which really sucks because with this, if you get a cool blueprint, you like the look of it, maybe it has different irons or it's a prestige reward or something, and you go through and you say, okay, I want to use the long barrel instead of the short barrel, and I want to use this scope instead of the iron sight. You put all the stuff on your blueprints, you load into the game, none of it saves. It's still just the default blueprint. Like, you can't adjust attachments on blueprints for some reason. It doesn't carry over in the match. Really annoying bug here that's impacting a lot of players. We've talked about this a little while back, and unfortunately, this isn't even the only major gunsmith issue that's going on. In fact, I've got a video coming up maybe later today or tomorrow, so stay tuned for that breaks down even more pretty significant broken features of the gunsmith that I've yet to see recognized. So stay tuned for that video. As mentioned, there's some pretty important things you got to look out for there, but this is a big one. Blueprints basically are completely busted right now, but they will have an update coming for that, so at least that's good news. Now, the Black Ops 6 Trello also has seen a couple of different updates here in the past couple of days. Of course, you can see several things that we've already talked about via COD updates listed here across global issues, multiplayer, zombies as well. Like, for instance, the blueprint issues listed there now that we were just talking about, but there's still a lot of issues going on with progression where in game or even on the main menu, you're not showing up as the correct level. Other players are not showing up as the correct level. Various different HUD issues where things are not notifying in game correctly. The profile data is still being, fully restored. Obviously, they're still in that cycle there. So with multiplayer and zombies, profile data is still being investigated and not fully fixed for absolutely everyone as they go through and basically re-update all the reset stuff there. But a new one here as well. Dark Ops calling cards display is classified in the calling card showcases to other players who have not earned them yet, so they don't want that to happen if you're looking at someone's profile showcase and they have a cool Dark Ops challenge. Right now it just shows us like the redacted one. They want it to show what the actual redacted calling card looks like when you go through and unlock it, so they'll have an update for that. Unfortunately, there is one major issue that's not mentioned here or even on the Warzone Trello. And with this, Charlie Intel ended up reporting on this yesterday, which lines up very nicely because I wanted to mention and shine some more light on this because this is a significant thing. Players have noticed that the performance of Warzone on Steam as a platform is actually worse than Battle.net and Xbox PC or the Microsoft Store version after Season 1. Basically, if you're playing on Battle.net or on Microsoft Store or the Xbox app for Warzone and BO6, you're getting maybe 100 to 200 more frames compared to the Steam version, which is getting just terrible performance right now. And as of the time that I'm recording this video, they have yet to address this. And this is like a significant problem right now where if you're you're on Steam, you're just playing an inferior version of the game. You're playing a lesser version of the game. The stability is not as good. The frames are not as good compared to your other counterparts still playing on PC, just through a different launcher. So some major update has to happen here in terms of performance and stability, because this is a major problem as well that I did want to shine some more light on, in case you never know if someone from Call of Duty or Raven or whoever Treyarch is ends up watching this video. We can ideally get some more eyes on this subject. And by the way, dropping a like does help share the video around for what it's worth. I do always try and encourage that when we're talking about subjects that need more attention, because it truly does help. But yeah, just a heads up, if you are a Steam player, this is like a really big issue going on right now that hopefully gets resolved very quickly, because that's a major problem. But that being said, those are some of the new updates that have already gone out in terms of the reset issues, and a couple of other pretty important updates to come as well. Obviously, as new information is revealed, if they talk about more updates that are inbound, or if they put out new updates, changes, and patch notes, everything going on in COD is here on a daily basis. I always got you covered with the latest need to know info, so feel free to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all of that. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.